Okay, let's get started. We're going to start on the side of the head. Just sigh. If you can sigh, just sigh. It has been a week. It has been an emotional week. And now that I think about it, it's been an emotional month. And I can remember in this year, there's been several emotional moments. Some of it I've just moved through quickly because life was fast-paced and there was no time for emotions. But this week, it's just been coming. And at one point, I was like, this is annoying. Why am I feeling all these feelings? And sometimes I just don't know what to do with them. And some of my emotions, I bottle them up and pretend that they're not there. Because if I don't do that, I'll explode. And what I've learned is that that's not productive. That is an old habit of mine. It's an old habit to just keep all of my emotions. And it was something that I picked up along the way. I'm not sure where it came from. Maybe it was a TV show, maybe a family member that guided me in this way. And I know that I like to be extreme. That I just want to move on, get on with the next thing. They say you need to give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes of emotional time. I haven't even given myself one. Maybe it is time for me to learn, for me to try, to realize that it is safe. It is safe for me to say how I feel. It is safe for me to feel my emotions. It is safe for me to just be in that moment. I don't need to be strong all the time. I don't need to be the emotional gatekeeper. I don't always need to be the one to be strong for everyone else, to be ready to listen to everyone else's emotions. I can have emotions as well, and I can feel it. I can feel it deeply, wildly. How magical is that? How magical is the different feelings of emotion in my body? It is the thing that makes me human. It is the thing that makes me me. And maybe sometimes when I need to express my emotions to someone, maybe I can just take a moment and journal about it. Understand, what am I feeling? And maybe, just maybe, once I've done that, the person that I need to express my emotions to can meet me at a better level. Because sometimes expressing my emotions, sometimes those emotions are anger, sometimes it's sarcasm. And I don't want to be meek and keep it all in. I don't want to be passive aggressive. And I know sometimes I can become so angry that I don't even recognize myself. It's like something just takes over me. And I become so angry in that moment. Why me? And maybe I don't express my emotions because I'm afraid of what I might say. I'm afraid of how they may respond. But the people that love me will give me grace. So next time I need to express an emotion, I want to come from a place of gratitude, a place of gratitude for the emotions that I'm feeling, because it means I'm alive. Place of gratitude for the person that I'm about to express this emotion to. And maybe sometimes I don't know why I'm feeling these emotions. And I can just go up to them and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Maybe it's in my mind, but I wanted to bring it to your attention because you are important to me. And I want you to be a part of my world. If someone came to me like that, how would I respond? I would probably respond with compassion and understanding. And that's exactly what I want. So even though sometimes I don't express my emotions at all, or I bubble them up, even though sometimes my emotions are suppressed to deeper than 6 feet under, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself and anyone that I may have learned this from. I don't have to do what they did. I can be serene and express myself clearly. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a sip of water. How's everyone feeling? Yeah, tell
Feeling
me,
a little better.
feeling a little better. Okay,
Um,
good.
mm.
Tell me,
Did you want to say something, Isa?
I wanted to ask, do you feel that you um, are too emotional or hold most of your emotions back?
I think I hold my
Both.
emotions back.
Okay.
And then one small thing will,
Make you explode. Okay.
I'm both.
Yeah.
So where I feel safe, I will let it rip, which I've done on this call many times. And then in front of other people, mostly in the work environment, I don't feel safe, and that's where I hold back.
Okay. And Zakra, for you?
It's both exactly the same. where I feel safe, yeah, I'll express myself, but with a lot of people, and especially in the workplace, I do hold back a lot. That makes me feel like I'm also kind of being fake in a way, but at the same time, I guess it's just where you feel most safe. I think.
I totally get you. It's if you don't show that side of you, then people just see like this neutral part of you, which was me for the most, for the most of my career. People only saw what I chose to show them. And that was like my motto for the longest time. Until I think maybe late last year that I realized that it was actually okay to like someone that is like a colleague in a way of a friend and not just as a colleague. I used to have so many mottos about work. I'm not here to make friends. Don't show emotion. And for the most part, I think like the not showing emotion, we may have experienced success from it. But I think that we are all like at that age where you don't want to suppress yourself any longer. You want to be more authentic. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, are you in your 30s?
Yo, how old am I? I think I'm 31. I think I'm 31. I lost count.
After like 29, you lose count.
After 26, I stopped counting.
Yeah, I remember like one of my friends were telling me like when you become 30, like things are gonna change. Like it's just like she can't explain it, and literally it did. It did. So Clarice, you're in for a treat. Okay. Okay, let's just take a sip of water and then we get into the topping. Okay, just take a moment and close your eyes. To feel yourself in your body and breathe into your heart. It's like you can feel your heart like either up or down or in or out. If you feel called to, you can even put your hand on your heart. And just feel the emotion that your heart wants you to feel. What is your heart calling you to know about your emotions? What does your heart want you to know? Doesn't have to be a perfect sentence. It doesn't even have to make sense. Here, take a deep breath in and out, and you can come back. Here. All right. Let's get into it. We're going to start on the top of it. I want to be able to say how I feel. Even the uncomfortable things. In fact, especially the uncomfortable things. And I want to feel safe in my body. So that I can come to others with my issues. And maybe we can work through them together. I want to be able to express my feelings. In a way that gives the best possible chance to resolve this. Because every feeling I have, no matter how deep it is, it is not the end of the world. They are just feelings. And they come and go depending on what else is happening. My feelings are totally real. But they are not facts. Sometimes they are totally insane. Insane in a good, wild, is this really happening way? And instead of feeling that I have to deal with all of this on my own, I want to feel safe to tell other people about it. So that they can have the chance to reassure me or to take me off from my crazy ledge. Or to remind me that they don't think of me like that at all. So sometimes it is scary to say how I feel. And then I think I'll just continue keeping it to myself. But when I do that, I close my heart and my throat. And sometimes I can feel the blockage in my throat and my heart. It's like a piece of me is missing. And because everything is energy, the other person can feel it or see it. And this means that they can't really know me because I'm not ready to express my emotions. Because sometimes it's terrifying to be vulnerable. But I really want to be seen and loved for who I really am. Not some version of me that I've programmed myself to become. It's who I am. I am an emotional being. And so are most people out there. I am more than this brave mask that I wear. Because the real me is so precious. The real me is so lovable. And so worth getting to know. But they can't know me if I don't tell the truth. And even though sometimes I feel like it's wrong to have all these feelings, I'm realizing that my feelings are not wrong at all. They are just like the weather. They come and go. And there's no judgment there. No one is judging the weather for coming and going. No one is judging a baby for crying and then being happy and then crying all within 1 hour. So next time I'm feeling something that is uncomfortable for me, I'm going to remind myself that on Sunday, the 12th of November, I tapped on this. And that it is safe for me to release my emotions. And maybe that means taking the feeling first and processing it for myself. Maybe that is journaling on it. And understanding where it comes from. And when I have a moment of calmness, a tiny bit of calmness, then I can take it to whoever it concerns. And I can know that it is safe to do so. That once I've journaled, I've gained clarity on why I'm feeling this way. And I can take it to them calmly and peacefully so that we can work through it together. What a freaking wild thing to think that I can work through emotions with someone. Because we all go through emotions. Working through it means that I'm open to expansion. That I'm open to developing a deeper relationship with this person. And then maybe, just maybe, I will truly be known for who I am. So even though sometimes these feelings feel like an inconvenience, or like maybe they're just not that important, I am actually massively important. And if I don't feel my feelings, if I don't express my feelings, I can't truly connect with them. And I don't want to be out there struggling alone with this. I want a real connection. And that means I have to be real with myself. I have to look myself in the eye and admit what I am scared of. And recognize where I am strong. And where anxiety takes over. Because I am human and this shit happens. I would be terrified if it didn't happen. So even though often I feel uncomfortable to share how I feel, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself right now, and especially for those times that I couldn't express in the past. For those times that I ran away from my emotions. For those times that I just bottled it all up. For those times that I went back into my shell. For those times that I yelled at the humans I love, and maybe some of them that I didn't love. I'm just human, and I'm trying to figure it all out. And honestly, I'm doing a really good job at it. And there is plenty for me to be proud of. So even though this has been hard for me in the past, I'm willing to learn this new skill of noticing and feeling my feelings, working through it myself, and then sharing it calmly. Because I know I can do this. Because I am safe, and so it is. Okay, take a deep breath in. And out. Drink some water. How's everyone feeling?
Good.
Oh,
Feel pure, like that we just cleansed ourselves.
amazing. That is awesome. Okay, so the next part of this is I want you to, what we're going to do is, so you either have, whether you have a new journal or a blank journal or whatever, a current journal, if anything is fine. On the, if you, maybe on the cover or on the first page of it, what you are, okay, before we do that, pause, rewind. Let's just take a moment, close your eyes, and think about this week ahead. Think about the things that you have to do and the feelings that you want to have doing those things. So maybe it is you have to go to work. How do you want to feel about going to work? There's that project. How would you like to feel about it? Someone you need to go see. What do you wish to happen out of those conversations? I'm going to give you a moment just to think about your ideal week. If there were meetings you wanted to be cancelled, you can wish those things in. What is the feeling you want to go into this week with? Okay, and when you're ready, you can take a deep breath in and out, and then open your eyes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this process called scripting. But first, in your journals, whether it's on the front cover, if you can write on there, or like inside, what you're going to write down is this is what you're going to write. Everything I write in this book comes true. And remember, for it to be true, you have to believe it. So even if you have to repeat to yourself a couple of times, everything I write in this book comes true. Mhm. Yeah. And now what we're going to do is, so this is I was thinking that we're going to add this into every week's tapping session. It's a good way just to kick off the week. So now what you're going to write down, you're going to start off with, I am so happy and grateful for. And then you're going to write out your week as if it already happened. So I would say, for example, I would say, so I'm on leave on Monday. I would say, I am so happy and grateful that on Monday, I was able to get so much rest. I actually, for the first time, slept in. And then I decided to go to the gym, and me and John watched a movie, and the movie was so funny, and we had a super awesome supper. And then I went to bed early, feeling so energized. And for the rest of the week, I went into the office, and it was actually so peaceful. There was such a little people in the office. I had so many meetings, but it actually got canceled, which I'm so grateful for. I was able to have such a great conversation with person X. My presentation that I had to do went incredible. People were like, Insaf, how do you speak so well? Like, I am so impressed by you. And then on Thursday, John and I went to this event, and it was actually so exciting because I experienced the joy of laughter, etc. You guys get what I'm saying? You're going to write out your week as if it already happened. And then we're going to reflect on, next week, we'll reflect on what are those things that you had written down that actually happened the way you had asked for it to happen. And the reason why we are doing this is so that you can almost manifest your week that is coming. So instead of going into a week with like anxiousness, or, oh, I have to do this presentation, or I have to speak to this person and I don't know what this is going to be like, you're going to get a moment, an opportunity to plan out how you would like it to go. And in that way, putting out that energy into the universe, you are going to become an energetic match for that experience. Because if we don't do something like this, and the fact that I have to talk to this one scary person is just in the back of my mind, I'm going to become so anxious, and I'm going to play out like the horror stories in my head of what could possibly go wrong, versus thinking like, you know what? On Monday, I spoke to this person, and this person was like, it is so great to meet you. Like, you are way better than what I thought you were going to be. And even though that was an awkward sentence, I am so happy and grateful that I was able to meet that person and that the meeting went well. Okay, makes sense. You don't have to plan out every single day, but just focus on the things that are important to you, the things that you want to experience for this week. And don't be afraid to add in some fun. Okay, add in like, when you woke up, you thought about this funny thing, and or your cat did something funny, or you took your cat for a walk, or someone bought you coffee, or you got a free coffee. Any magical thing that you would like to be true for this week, this is what you're going to write. Okay, I'm going to give you a moment to do that.
I just want to confirm, is the starting statement, I am so happy and grateful for ...
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to write it as if it already happened. Okay. So some things to remember, you can also add in like how you felt this week, like the week being next week, but as if it had already happened. How did you feel? And it's working in existing things that are happening into the week and shifting it in the way that you want it to happen. There were things at work that you like finally wanted to get done, that you think that it is possible to get it done the week, you can say, I'm so happy and grateful that I finally got this thing done and I checked it off from my list. And when you are done, you can just put a fire emoji in the chat and let us know what your theme is for the week. How is it that you want to feel, or what is a word that you're, or words that you're bringing to this week? We're going to give it like 1 more minute. Don't forget to write what your feeling or theme or the words for your week are. All right, ladies, I just took a screenshot of everything that you said. So I am going to share it in the chat so that any moment this week, you taking a bit of a dip, you can just get into that emotions again. All right. So you can use this exercise in this book that, you know, everything you're going to write down is going to be true. Like, and the thing is, you just need to believe that. You just need to believe that whatever you write there, just that part, because then of course everything else is going to happen. So anytime, whether you are feeling anxious about talking to someone, going to an event, etc., just write it out. I've done it like several times, and I actually do it like every single day. So every morning I will write out how I would want the day to go, or how I would want me to feel about a presentation that I did, or if I'm going to a social gathering that I don't know anyone, then I just write out how I would want to experience that event and how I would want people to experience me as well. It really helps to take that anxiousness away and just step into whatever it is that you're stepping into in a more like the possibility that everything is going to go exactly like you wrote it down. All right. Okay. How's everyone feeling about the exercise?
Very
feel like-
excited.
Sorry, yes.
I'm done. Just very excited.
Okay.
I feel like now that it's in the book, it's like it's obvious it's gonna happen.
Okay. Because everything you wrote down is it's gonna come true. Yeah. whatever, use the book. And the reason why I wanted you to have like, a different mind, which is completely fine if you don't, but just so that like you believe it, like this is your book. And I don't know, one day you can show whether it is like your grandkids or your friend, or looking back like a year from now and see the things that you had written down and how it had come true. And I promise you, like you'll see the magic. You'll definitely see the magic this week. All right.
Something to add.
Yes.
So this thing has been happening over the past 2 weeks now, and at first I found it very weird because I was like, don't like turn it into something that is real. But then I was like, no, but it feels really magical. So every week, every other day during the week, I would randomly see a butterfly fly past me, and it was like the cutest thing ever. And I was like, and it kept like it carried on for like a few days, and I was like, no, there has to be a meaning behind this. And I like felt really like excited about it. And then but no, I like seriously random places. Like I would be in the office and the butterfly would just go past my window, and I'm like, oh, another one, okay, cute. And then the other day I was like at a robot, and then all of a sudden the butterfly just caught my eye, and it went like past it, just like flew up, and I was like, where did the butterfly even come from? And anyway, there were more. And then I decided to Google it. And I was like, what does it mean? Like just randomly seeing a butterfly in the oddest of places. And it has a meaning of like, something better is to come, or like your life will like eventually like, take a turn for the better and all of that. And that made me feel so happy on the inside because like I said, I was like up and down, and I kind of lost myself in my emotions for a while there. So I'm so grateful for this exercise as well because I want to work on that. So yeah, just thought I'd add that, seeing a butterfly is really cool.
Wow. Thank
It
you.
made me like kind of like romanticize and make my life a bit more magical again. I just awaken that spark again of like inspiration, and I want to be happy and I want to feel happy and all of that. So yeah.
That is so awesome. Listen, like, I don't know, but same on my side, eh? My universal sign, my sign that I know everything is going to be okay is a rainbow. However, since recently, like as well, like when I'm driving, I'm just like seeing butterflies. And then I was like, wait, is this like my summer universe sign? And I don't know if you saw, but in our group chat, the emoji that we're using the most is butterflies. And yesterday on my watch, like I have a specific watch face that I have, and just randomly yesterday I looked at the time. It was 11:11, which is like the Make-A-Wish, and it was 11:11 the day, and it was a butterfly, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like,
So it's true, this butterfly thing is real.
you know the
At
meaning.
first I was like, you know what, it's just spring. Don't
Yeah.
overthink it, it's just spring. And I was like, no. Afterwards I was like, no, I'm seeing it too much, and it's making me happy every time I see it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I love that.
So magical.
I'm so happy. Yeah, it's so magical.
Now we're all gonna whenever we see butterflies, we'll know that everything's gonna be okay and something magical is happening.
Just know if you get like a random butterfly emoji in the chat, someone saw a butterfly.
Yeah.
And even that is like seeing a butterfly as well, like when you're seeing it. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. All right, guys, I wish to keep you here forever, but we have lives to go live. All right, have a beautiful day.
Thank you so
You
much.
too.
Have a lovely
Thank
day.
you so much.